welcome back to the Graham Stephan Show. So I think it's no surprise, I've been watching a lot of Caleb Hammer recently because he has these millennials on, he goes over their spending habits, and then he just reams them for spending too much money. And this one is something that I really want to comment on because according to him, this is the saddest situation we've ever seen in what he calls a financial audit, where, like I said, he goes through and just, slams him a new one. So with that said, you guys, I want to comment on this. As soon as you hit the like button and subscribe, it helps out the channel tremendously. I'll also link to Caleb's channel down below in the description if you want to check out his original video. And now with that said, let's begin.
My name is Mary. I am 25 years old. I am from College Station, and this is Financial Audit.
What do you do in College Station for a living right now?
I am a pool cleaner, and I am a Papa John's driver part-time.
People are very brave, by the way, to sign up for a financial audit because they know what they're getting into. They've seen all the episodes. They know it usually doesn't end well. And, they're going in eyes wide open, knowing what the situation is going to be and how it just usually devolves. Some of them, I have a feeling, will really turn their lives around, but a lot of them just they don't want to face the reality.
I have the greatest bosses in the whole entire world, but I used to be a waitress at Cracker Barrel. I met them. They worked for another pool company, and then they opened their own pool company. And I was like, you're going to let me work for you?
Okay.
Probably not. And I'm like, no, you're going to. I'm going to show you I can work for y'all.
You know what? She does not lack in motivation and drive. She's got both of those really going for her. So we got to find where the disconnect is because she's a hard worker and she's on it. To have that sort of push, it's uncommon.
Well, how many hours a week do you work with that job?
8 to 5:30.
Oh, every day?
Yeah, I have.
And then how many at the Papa John's?
I'm there 23 hours.
What are you making from the pool?
I bring in $877 after taxes.
Gosh, she's putting in a lot of work and not getting paid that much. The thing is, at this point, it's basically just manual labor. She's got to get that up because she works too much to basically just be delegated to that because she's got the hustle. And I think she's got to apply that in other areas that'll begin making her more.
Used to, an emergency to me was I could buy a car battery. And that's where I'm at. If I had to buy a car battery tomorrow, I could. Okay. And that was an accomplishment for me. But I recently just got custody of 2 kids. And I kind of have to think about them.
Oh man, there's a lot more to this situation. I think she was never really taught about money, didn't really know what to do. But the fact that she just spends what she makes, if she could just keep her head above water, she is ahead of so many people here in the United States just to be able to do that.
Were they your biological kids?
No.
Okay.
I ended up getting custody of my 2 youngest brothers.
Oh.
So they are 6 and 7. I've now had them for about a year and 5 months.
Yikes. Okay, so she's going to basically, and here's the reality, she's going to have to sacrifice her career and her prospects to take care of 2 of her siblings. That's the reality of it. It's going to be very difficult for her to save anything, unless her income skyrockets. But even then, she's going to be limited because at the end of the day, she can't take the career risk to make a lot more when she's got to think about the safety of her siblings and making sure that they have food on the table. It puts her in a very difficult spot. I hope the kids one day appreciate that she's going to have to give up those earning years of her career to take care of them.
And the grandma is the mother of which parent?
My mom. She came with me because I couldn't just fully take on 2 kids with no childcare or anything because CPS was not funding them at all.
Yikes. Yeah, it's good that she has some help because that would be impossible to do on her own. She just couldn't do it. How do you manage something like that without family support? So it's good she at least has that, but gosh, she needs way more help than she's able to give.
Where's Dad?
My dad's doing his own thing. He's married, just got a house. He's living a...
And he's not helping with the kids?
No, because they're not his kids.
Different kids.
Yes.
Is the father of those kids providing child support?
He just pled guilty to 10 years in prison.
Right.
Whoa! Oh God, the situation just devolves. This is really the worst situation that I have ever seen. Curious if there's a GoFundMe for her or something like that. Because at this point, it's not like I'm seeing any fiscal irresponsibility on her part. It's just she's in over her head. Ugh.
We started with $1,336. $7,000 came in. I mean, that's way beyond what we have here.
Yeah.
So we'll see what that's about.
I received $785 a month for the boys.
Oh, okay, but still, I mean, it's $785 is going to go so quickly. You add up school supplies, food for them, any aftercare whatsoever. Like, she's in the red on that. It's going to be very difficult for her to have anything left over after that. I was about to say, like, it's going to be difficult for her to make a profit. Nah, I'm so used to everything being like just profit and loss, and not just like having money left over.
Garport Coffee and Mexican restaurant and 5 stars and tequila and coffee.
Yeah, see, this is the stuff she could easily cut out. It's like, I don't think she could really afford at this point eating out, coffees. Maybe you get a budget, like $50 a month. And that's your budget. You go and eat out. Every now and then it's like a special occasion. But if it's ever going and like buying a coffee, $4 or $5, I just say it's not worth it in this case. Even though she's making enough to be able to do that, at the end of the day, her expenses will be too high. It's going to pull away from everything else.
I bought a lunchbox.
Okay.
That heats up my food.
Oh.
I bought it last week. The only times I have not used it are when my boyfriend was here. And whenever Fazoli's on Tuesdays is $3. So that's why I go to Fazoli's on Tuesdays.
Yeah, she's got to do that. Whatever it takes just not to eat out for lunch, because that adds up. Just imagine it's $10 a day, right? Doesn't seem like that much, but over a month, it's $300. Over a year, it's $3,600. So it's like you could fully fund an emergency fund by not going to lunch every day for $10. So it adds up.
If we don't have an emergency fund and we have dependents,
Yeah.
including your grandma and 2 children, going to Fazoli's and getting coffee and Sonic and snow cones all within the same day.
Yeah, at this point, she should really be cutting out any discretionary spending. Maybe, again, $50 to $100 a month. Discretionary, that's there. You can do whatever you want with that. But beyond that, though, it's just got to be eating food at home, making drinks at home, doing free activities. That's what she has to do, unfortunately. It's just what's required.
If you know you need an emergency fund, why are we possibly doing this like 5 times a day?
Well, that's recently, like when I just started watching
Oh, come
you.
on.
No, I didn't.
When's recently? Because this is recently. This is middle of last month.
Yeah, I agree with that. She can't afford it. I know it sucks to say no to kids. They don't understand the situation, but you gotta just say no. 20 years from now, they'll thank you for that no.
The rental vehicle, nobody in my house could rent a car but me.
Did they pay you?
She paid me, I believe, $600 back, whatever the actual rental was.
That's bad. I kind of think of it like this. Imagine you go to eat with 12 people, and they say, oh, let's put it on your card. Okay, you put it on your card, and everyone Venmos you. Well, usually you tally it up, and it never equals the total. It's always short. Someone's always shorting within the group, and then you have to make up the difference. Seems like that's what's happening here. She's the one who's paying for it. They're all reimbursing her, but it never equals the amount that she is owed.
Not
Have
for
we
the
looked
boys,
at like
myself.
Goodwill and stuff as well?
The problem with doing that with boys is they deserve to destroy a pair of clothes just like any other child.
I'm confused how that has to
Well,
do
if
with
you
Goodwill.
buy a broken down shirt, it's already broken down. Like they don't.
Yeah, I agree with Caleb on that. Like these kids, just give them what they need to. It doesn't have to be more than that. Maybe get some hand-me-downs, Goodwill and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, anything more than that, if someone else says something, they could pay for it.
Do you trust yourself with credit cards?
Yeah, I pay them off.
Okay.
I've never had a late fee. I've never missed a payment. I've paid them down every single month. The only one that took a minute was Academy when I first opened it. Because when I first opened it, I think it was like $600 that we put on it.
See, the thing is, she's responsible. Like, she's paying off the credit cards on time. She's trying to pay them down. The spending could be cut back, but she's doing more right than she is wrong.
What's the car?
A 2023 Highlander.
What was the purchase
Now,
price of this car?
I am leasing it, which means no interest, but I'm leasing it.
Yeah, then she's going to be left over with nothing by the time she's done with it, which, might be okay, but at this point for her, I'd get the cheapest big car that she could own outright, that's like 10 years old, that runs, no mechanical issues, and just drive it until it stops working.
Possibility of me switching it is very, very low. I'll change everything else, but probably not the car.
Why? Why do you care about it
Because
so much?
there's a lot. I take a lot of mental heat from a lot of people.
Who?
Everybody in my house.
Well, f them.
It's not that.
You know what? I bet she's being guilted by everyone. every spare penny that she has, if she's not spending it on someone else, they're guilting her and she's got nowhere else to turn. Where could she move? She's got to take care of the 2 kids, but she can't do it on her own. So she has to rely on some of the other people who aren't working, by the way, and want her to spend more money. It's a terrible situation to be in.
Who are these 2 adults in your house?
My oldest brother and his wife.
Jeez, okay. Are they paying rent?
No.
They can live with you until they can find another place.
Which is what I'm okay with.
But they have to pay rent and they have to have a plan.
So the rent issue is because, okay, so Nana, I don't want to say recently came into a bunch of money, but recently came into a bunch of money.
How so?
She sold a house.
She sold her house, let the leeches take the money, and then she has no more money left. This is what happens. Grandma seems like she's just handing out funds left and right. She's like Jerome Powell. It's like, oh, you need money? Here you go. You need money. And now she's got no money left. It sucks. It seems like, Grandma has a good heart, but doesn't know when to put her foot down.
You need to have a sit down with Nana. What would make sense for your grandchildren, all the grandchildren, is if they took over our portion of the rent, which was $900, $900, which 2 of them together could easily come up with.
Yeah, I agree. She's got to get out of there. Because these people are just dragging her down. They're contributing nothing to her. They're making her life more difficult. I think she's relying on them a bit for like childcare. But beyond that, I think the damage they're doing is so much greater than the benefit that they bring.
My boyfriend lives 3 hours away from me. So he is passionate about coffee. So we found a coffee shop that we both like. And it's like a dumb thing that I share with him.
Yeah, but again, you don't spend the money on it. Or you just say like, oh, that's part of the $50 that I have for the entire month, and that is what I'm spending the money on. But I think he should also understand that she's in a position she can't afford it. And maybe he starts paying up a little bit more.
I'm still confused why he can't pay.
Oh, because he's 3 hours away. I'm going by myself.
Oh,
But it's...
Oh, geez, I thought they were doing this together. Geez, what? You don't need to have a coffee, like the same brand of coffee as he does. That's kind of silly. I mean, I kind of get it, but like, no.
What I'm going to need you to do for probably a month. No. Well, it's going to be a little longer than that. But for the first month, I'm sorry, we're just not doing those extra things unless someone's paying for it. Just for a month, because what you're doing is you're saving up $800 as quick as you can on top of the money you already have.
Okay.
And we're paying off the personal loan now.
Okay.
I agree with that. Get debt free and just cut back. She's got so much on her plate already. I'm surprised she even has time to go and do things. Between everything that she's got in her life, I would say she's too busy. She's too busy to do anything. She should just be taking care of the kids, working, sleeping, and maybe some free entertainment thrown in.
Truly budget. Never overspend in those categories. Get that emergency fund. Pay off this personal loan. Start investing 20% a month, a year to retirement.
Okay.
And you'll be in a good place.
So as always, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe. Feel free to add me on Snapchat. I've been trying to do like a daily vlog there. So if you want to, follow me on there. And lastly, if you want a free stock that's worth all the way up to $1,000, our paid sponsor, Public.com, is down below in the description. When you make a deposit with the code GRAHAM, enjoy. Thank you so much, and until next time.